Hi Thumos, welcome back. First off, I want to start by saying that I think video games are freaking incredible. Seriously, gaming is freaking awesome. The past 30 days, I took my PS4 and I put it in a closet. And I realized that when you're bored, there's a gravitational pull that your gaming console has that just makes you want to turn that freaking sucker on and dive into a game. They are so freaking good, man. Which leads me to the question, what's better? What's freaking better than playing a great game? I don't really trust guys that demonize video gaming. Um, because, they're freaking amazing. It's like demonizing amazing movies. We're humans. We like stories. We like to compete. We like to, work inside of this world where we can have a character that becomes stronger. What's not to love? I get it. They're a waste of time, they say. This and that. But if you really think about it, gaming is freaking incredible that we even have these high definition, amazing games with storylines where you could compete against someone in a different continent. That is freaking incredible. What's not to love? And so, again, it begs the question, well, what's better? And that's what I've been thinking of is games get better, developers get more savvy to what we like, what's more, addicting in a sense. What's better? So I think that games can be fun. You play Elden Ring, phenomenal game. Can you really trust the man that can't have the perseverance, the the courage to step up to a Dark Souls games and see it all the way through to the end? Right? Can you really trust some guy that can't do that? No, but seriously, gaming's so good. What do we do, man? What do we do, guys? What do we do about it? Do we just lock up our PS4s? Do we sell them? Do we get rid of it? Maybe, sure, if it's a problem. But I think that there's a way to live your life where you can enjoy some gaming, but it doesn't have to take over. What I realize is I think it really comes down to two things. And the first one is simply we like to be rewarded. We like to compete and we like gamification. And so you can actually, I believe, gamify your life in a sense. You can gamify your life, but it's a lot more difficult to do than playing a video game. So to gamify your life, there's a couple things I recommend. First off, gamify your month. It's May, okay? It's the 1st of May. In order to gamify your life, you simply set a goal for the month of May. So now you start the gamification process. And if you hit your quota of, say, new sales, maybe a new PR, maybe you get a girl's number, maybe your goal is to take a girl or two out, maybe your goal is to turn in a certain amount of job applications to get a job, whatever you need to do, you gamify your life where you give the month more meaning. And it becomes fun because now you have purpose and drive to get up during the day. The thing with video games is they give us that process. And they give you the grind. They give you this world to play in where you know what you need to do. And that's what's so difficult about getting away from it. It's hard to get away from video games because we have that gamified existence within the game. But if you can begin to gamify your life, it can become a lot more fun and rewarding. It does take more time. Obviously, there's more grind in the daily existence. But, I'm telling you, there's a lot more reward when you see your life changing and you make more money and you have more respect and you gain more confidence within yourself. And when you look in the mirror, you're like, I really like the man I'm becoming. It's a lot more worth it than any game could ever give you. So I would start by setting a quota for yourself. This is something we did in car sales. Every month we'd sit down, the manager would say, what's your guys' quota for the month? Are you gonna go out and achieve something? And I would often set a number that's kind of scary, that I knew maybe I'm not going to hit unless I really push it. So I would set a number for myself. And I'm telling you, once I set that number, it's like something in my subconscious got to work. The month would start out maybe slow, no one showing in, no customers. but my quota of 15 cars for Mini Coopers, this was a lot. My goal of 15 cars, some way or another, dude, I would hit it, or I would get right up there, like 14 cars. Sometimes more than that. But it didn't matter. As long as I made up my mind, set that number, I would get close to it. So that's the first thing, is setting some sort of quota, gamifying your life. The next thing would be simply like, instead of being rewarded in the game, reward yourself through competition some other way in your life. A lot of guys have started jujitsu, right? They've started competing in jiu-jitsu setup where it's gamified. There's a belt system. There's ranking system. This is so addicting. You start at the beginning. You're a nobody, just like your character in Skyrim. You're just complete dog shit. And then you climb the ranks. Blue belt, purple belt, brown belt, black belt, right? You start to get confidence in your skills and you level up your stats. And I think that's why I keep recommending jiu-jitsu, because you get the competition, just like multiplayer, Call of Duty, Fortnite, whatever game. You get competition, you also get leveling up. So jiu-jitsu is perfect for this. I think you can gamify a lot of activities. You can go rock climbing. You could try different tiers on the rock wall, right? You can do the lowest you can go all the way to black, which is the hardest. Hardly can grip onto that thing. You have to have elite grip strength. You have to be very flexible. You could set PRs for yourself in the gym. You can choose to maybe compete in a bodybuilding show or a physique show. You can choose to see your weight drop. You can choose to, I'm going to get stronger this month. I'm going to do X amount of push-ups. I'm gonna lift X amount of weight on the bench press or squat. You set personal records for yourself. And what you do is you start getting after that. And that gives your life zest. It gives you thumos, right? You start getting excited. You're like, I got purpose. And the thing is, once you start stacking all these stuff on top, then something weird happens. Like, you're like, man, if I can do this, what else can I do? I remember the first month that I had a really good month of selling, I made more money than ever before, and something unlocked in my mind. Like, ding, something clicked. It was like, if I can do this, what else is possible? And that can only be experienced by having those wins, accumulating, You stack these wins over time, and something in your mind breaks past all of these limiting beliefs that you've had maybe growing up, having your parents tell you you're not good enough, maybe having no parents to tell you that you are good enough, that you have potential, that you can be somebody, A lot of these times you have these limiting beliefs about yourself. You think of yourself as like you're weak and people don't like you and you're not social. Maybe you consider yourself an introvert. People make fun of you, they bully you, but I'm telling you, like, you just need these little wins where you can look in the mirror and you can maybe flex your bicep and say, man, I'm proud of this. I'm proud of me pushing through it even when I woke up this morning and I didn't feel like doing it. I'm proud of myself for going and saying hi and making a friend even when I didn't feel like it and I was nervous. I'm proud of myself for getting my priorities straight, maybe putting the game system away, picking up a book, studying up, doing my homework, and just focusing on the things that are going to make my life better in the future and don't just make me feel good now. Like being courageous enough to do those hard things. I think that's what we all need, to really give our life fulfillment, to really give our life a sense of fulfillment. So that's what I would say. Start to gamify your life. And the second thing is really, I think games are so addicting because they're stories, right? They're epic stories. You play Elden Ring, epic story. The world is huge, almost overwhelmingly so. And we all like to have stories in our life. We like to have heroes and characters that we can relate to, that make us want to become more of who we are. The thing is, I've realized when you spend so many hours in a game, it's a lot different than spending hours, say, with a book or maybe like an hour and a half movie. When you're in a game world, you're solely focused on that game world and the grind and the obstacles that you're facing, the characters that you got to fight, the final bosses. But in a book, it's a lot different. Like a fantasy book, a sci-fi book will open your mind. There's actually philosophy that is integrated in the story that makes you stop and think. And by doing this, by simmering on these ideas and, digesting them, you become able to develop your own philosophy for life. there's some synapses firing in these social situations that you go through, these different scenarios. It helps you become more empathetic, helps you understand human nature better. So I really think that books will also, we need to bring back reading this sort of slower, uh, this slower input of a story for us to be able to comprehend and live within. So I really recommend fantasy, sci-fi, just to make reading a daily part of your life. Whatever it is, you can learn so much from these books, and you can have such great stories that are going in your head. I think better than, some of these 50 to 70 to 100-hour video games that just cause you to take so much time. And yeah, there's a great story there, but you're still spending all this time in this virtual world, and you're really giving all your mental energy to that game. So you can't really think about your own life. So I would say create your life into this story. Like, have someone that you look up to. Have a figure that you really, admire, and you want to maybe replicate some parts of his success. That you want to live up to this hero, this ideal. Okay, that could be anyone you choose, and then you go towards that thing, and then make your life a story. Dream big, man. Dream big. I think a lot of young guys, they don't dream anymore. I think they're so confused and stressed. Maybe mental health, maybe bad parenting, maybe just bored out of their minds, maybe not really having any friends, kind of isolated and alone, and you forget to dream. You forget that you're going to be a man someday, and you're becoming a man that can have power. You can become powerful. But you got to dream. You got to think about what you can do as you become more powerful, and as you gain more skills, and as you meet more people, and you get better, and you level up your character in real life. That's what's the coolest thing about being a man, is like you can start at absolutely nothing, and then you can become someone that people look up to, that you can help people. You can help people, and you can make their lives better. This is such an awesome part of being a man. Would you have it any other way? It's like, yeah, no one really cares about you right now. No one really gives a shit about you, right? Maybe you even look at other people and you see them so far ahead, and you're like, man, I'll never get there. You start to beat yourself up. Don't do it. God has given you this life that you have right now. You may feel like you're Jonah, in the belly of a whale, where you've been going off the path, right? You went off the path. You ignored your purpose for too long, and you feel weak and stuck in the belly of a whale. But I'm telling you, right now, you can make a decision to become stronger, to be better, to use your life and make meaning out of your life, okay? I'm telling you guys, you got so much potential, and I hope that you acknowledge that. Let's get excited for the month of May. We're going to have a great month ahead. I'll talk to you guys in the group. If you need someone to talk to, come talk with us in the group. If you want to talk to me here, just leave me a comment down below, and I'll see you soon, all right? Peace.